The Nigerian Defense Headquarters confirms the emergence of a new terror group known as Dhq'S, or whatever they are being called. They are regarded as Islamic group calling for Islamic State or Caliphate to be established in the northern Nigeria. Now, how does this come about in the presence of the traditional rulers and the Islamic leaders in the north?
Well, it's very, very obvious that all these terrorist this terrorist group, that what they are after is their pockets and greedy, and they want to have a place where they are controlled, because Sokoto is a state of caliphate already. It's under Sharia law, if I'm not wrong. So what are you looking for again? To tell you that these people, they are not genuine in their pursuit. If you say you are looking for Islamic State, you are under Sharia law already. So what are you looking for? You have Sultan of Sokoto there as a supreme leader of a religious, Islamic religious leader throughout Nigeria. So what are they looking for? What I just believe is that, in this world, even the genuine religion that is not violent, people like to create chaos where they can rule, where they can dominate, where they can extort, something like that. Let alone, we are talking about Islam that give room for all this kind of a thing. So I'm not surprised that I see here this kind of a thing, and I will not still be surprised tomorrow if I hear that some bandits in North Central also metamorphosize themselves into another terrorist group, and they will give it one useless name. I don't want to mention this Luca whatever. Bible said their name I will not mention in my mouth. I don't want to mention their name. Their name is not, it's not even something anybody will they try to learn how to pronounce. It's a rejected name. It's a devilish name that I will not want to mention. I don't want to know their name. But I'm not surprised because of what is happening. There are so many terrorist groups all around the world, and all what they are looking for is where to dominate, where to extort, where to perpetrate all their evil agenda, sexual harassment, inhuman treatment. Uh, Otherwise, you have Sharia law in Sokoto, so why creating another? Why creating an Islamic terrorist group, and you are saying you are looking for Islamic State? Well, to round all this thing up, all what I need, what I know is that it will come to a time that even people from south and the north, one day we will all sit down and decide that let's share this country, let's divide this country, so that the Fulani, if they want to be ruled by Islamic whatever, let them choose how they want to be ruled, and we also here, let us choose how we want to be ruled. The problem is that greeding has disallowed this country to be. Only thing that unites Nigeria is our oil. If they say there's no oil in the south, we will have divided for a very long time ago, because there's nothing for them to, that will attract them. But fortunately or unfortunately, there is oil there. So I think it's the beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end, and the end, how soon would that be? Well, Nigerian Defense Headquarters might call them terror groups, but they are asking for Islamic states. Isn't it within their own rights to demand for, of course, self preservation and identity? Calling for Islamic State, is that a terror? Or they may have been misunderstood?
It's a terrorist group. It's a terrorist group demanding for Islamic State. There's no way, even if they charge them, except if they still arrest them now, they will still say they are radicalize them or whatever. What they are doing is a terrorism. What they are doing is a tracing. When you are try to create a government under another government, then the government will not hold hands. That is the truth of the matter. So if you are succeed, fine. But if the government don't allow you, what you are about to do is not something that government will sit down and will be watching.
Of
It's not
course,
possible.
government is not sitting down watching. Over 20 years ago, Boko Haram has remained, of course, and is building up. And they have not fought Boko Haram to a standstill. And you see another armed group, of course, emerging. Could it mean that Nigeria is truly losing this battle?
Honestly, they might not have been ending Boko Haram, but I can tell you that to some extent they put Boko Haram at bay. I know what I'm saying. I know how they are. Before hardly a month will pass, you will not hear news about Boko Haram. Hardly, hardly, even almost every week, sometimes. But now, to some extent, they were able to keep at bay. And unfortunately, Boko Haram is not only in Nigeria. A part of them extend to Niger Republic to charge. And instead of all this Lake Chad, instead of all this country, you know that it was terrorist group that killed former president of Lake Chad. That man led the war to their camp, and I think it was shot, if I'm not mistaken. So this was so to tell you that the war that we are fighting is not like a conventional war. It is a war that cut across our boundary, and these people they have their map. And if you look at it, Boko Haram to some extent has been able to resist to Borno.
The Chad state or government said that they are withdrawing their troops from the multinational or multi-task troops fighting terrorism, which means is a wide door open for, of course, the terror groups, especially in Nigeria.
Yes, yes. But that would be very, very unfortunate situation if there's I don't know what the reason why they want to pull out their troops, but it's not a good news for a Nigeria defense headquarters because I think the thing affect us more than Lake Chad. Actually, we usually hear story of how they attack Lake Chad, how they are being extended to Lake Chad, but that means it's going to make the operation of Nigeria army to be more wider. It is going to give us more pressure,
More stress.
more strength. So it's very, very unfortunate situation. If there is any way they can address whatever that occur in that regard, I will prefer that they should do it so that they will not pull out. So that they will not pull out. Because this one, honestly speaking, if not just because that terrorism is not very easy to fight. We are fighting two terrorist group at the same time. Boko Haram, ISWAP, and to some extent, I don't hear much from them recently. I don't hear. The only I think majority of them maybe they have disguised and leave their camp as terrorist group. Then they venture into or banditry. I think that's what is happening because I don't. Maybe I've not. It has been long since I hear major of their. Operation. Their successful operation. It has been long since I hear from them.
Okay, thank you once again.
You're welcome.